What's up, everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, Xbox is adding a bunch of stuff to Game Pass in the back half of the month. Thanos' snap has been reversed for Marvel Snap, and Bin Studio briefly comments on its future plans after its multiplayer project was canceled last week. This is your Daily Fix. Microsoft has announced its Xbox Game Pass January Wave 2 lineup, and it is a lot. The announcement comes just ahead of the Xbox Developer Direct on Thursday, January 23rd, where fans will get to see a number of Day 1 Game Pass games, including Doom: The Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and a mystery fourth reveal. January's Wave 2 kicks off today with Lonely Mountains: Snow Riders, a Day 1 release on Game Pass Ultimate and PC. The official blurb reads, "Crash over and over until you master the mountain in the snowy follow-up to Lonely Mountains Downhill, now supporting up to 8 players via cross-platform multiplayer." Tomorrow, January 22nd, sees the addition of Flock to Game Pass Standard. Flock is a cooperative game about flying and collecting creatures. Also on the 22nd, Gigantic Rampage Edition arrives. This is apparently the definitive release of the 5v5 MOBA hero shooter. January 22nd is a busy day for Game Pass, as Capcom's Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess also wanders into Game Pass Standard. It's a unique action strategy hybrid that was released last summer. We gave it an 8 out of 10. 4 more games arriving on the 22nd include Magical Delicacy, Chia, The Case of the Golden Idol, and Starbound. Looking into next week, Eternal Strands hits Game Pass Ultimate and PC on January 28th as a Day 1 launch. It's the debut fantasy effort from Yellow Brick Games, a new indie studio founded by veterans from franchises like Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Watch Dogs, and Assassin's Creed. It's a third-person action-adventure where you fight giant creatures. Also on January 28th as a Day 1 launch, Orcs Must Die: Death Trap hits Game Pass Ultimate and PC. According to the blurbage, Orcs Must Die: Death Trap is an action-packed third-person shooter and trap defense game. Evolve as an orc-slaying war mage through roguelite choices and obliterate, eviscerate, and incinerate massive hordes with up to 4 players. Moving on to January 29th finds Shady Part of Me. The blurb reads, "Shady Part of Me sends you on an emotional and dreamlike journey with breathtaking artistic direction and the enthralling voice of Hannah Murray from Game of Thrones and Skins. As a little girl and her shadow overcome emotional struggles through surreal dreamscapes across a touching narrative filled with twists and surprises." Here's a bigger one. Sniper Elite Resistance launches into Ultimate and PC as a Day 1 release on January 30th. If you like gory X-ray sniper kills, this is a game for you. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector is another Day 1 Ultimate and PC release on January 31st. The sequel to the original 2022 RPG, Starward Vector is a dice-driven sci-fi game where you play as an android on the run. And finally, creeping into early February, Far Cry New Dawn rises on February 4th. I actually reviewed this one for IGN back in the day and gave it a 7.5. It recycles the map from 5 and is smaller in scope, but it still has that fun, familiar Far Cry formula. And those are the new additions, but note there are a couple of excellent games that are leaving Game Pass on January 31st. Those are Darkest Dungeon and Broforce Forever. So get your playtime in now if you haven't checked them out, especially Darkest Dungeon. Moving on, if you're a Marvel Snap player, like me, you were probably frustrated over the weekend when it was taken offline without any notice. Well, Marvel Snap is now back online in the US after it was banned alongside TikTok, and its developer Second Dinner is looking for a new publisher to ensure another takedown doesn't happen in the future. Today, January 21st, marks the start of a new era for Marvel Snap, according to Second Dinner, which posted on Twitter to announce the digital trading card game's return alongside the search for a new publisher. TikTok was banned in the US on January 19th, but was brought back online after a mere 14 hours. TikTok owner ByteDance owns Marvel Snap publisher Newverse too, so the game was also taken down but took a little longer to come back online. Second Dinner said, "To make sure this never happens again, we're working to bring more services in-house and partner with a new publisher. This is the start of a new era for Marvel Snap. We know this probably leaves you with even more questions than answers. We appreciate your patience, but in the meantime, enjoy playing Marvel Snap. We'll continue to update with more information as soon as possible." The whole thing is really, really stupid, but hey, I'm glad I can get back to wrecking people with my hazmat deck. And finally today, the developer of Days Gone has said it still plans to create cool shit after parent company Sony canceled its unannounced live service game. Last week, Sony canceled 2 unannounced live service games that were in development at Bin Studio and Bluepoint. The Bluepoint game was reportedly a live service God of War, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier. Bin's live service game remains a mystery. A Sony spokesperson confirmed the cancellations to Bloomberg, adding that neither studio will be closed and that it will work with each to determine next projects. Sony's live service push has struggled significantly. While Arrowhead's Helldivers 2 was a breakout hit, becoming the fastest-selling PlayStation Studios game of all time, with 12 million copies sold in just 12 weeks, Sony's other live service games were either cancelled or suffered disastrous launches. Sony's Concord is one of the biggest disasters in PlayStation history, lasting just a couple of weeks before it was brought offline amid drastically low player numbers. Sony later decided to kill the game entirely and shut its developer. The Concord flop came after Sony had already cancelled Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game. In a tweet, Binge Studio community manager Kevin McAllister issued a short message to the developer's fans. Thanks for the love and support, everyone, especially to those that have reached out. P.S. We still plan on creating cool shit. As it stands, Binge Studio's last release was 2019's Days Gone on PlayStation 4. It launched on PC in 2021. Looking to the future, a couple of PlayStation Live Service games remain in the works, including Bungie's Marathon and Haven Studios' Fair Games. There are more rumors, though, that Guerrilla's multiplayer Horizon game may have also received the axe. This has yet to be confirmed or denied by Sony. And that is your daily fix for Tuesday, January 21st. Now that you're caught up on the news, watch every Conan fatality in Mortal Kombat 1. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.